So we're here now at the Pokerstars Rally at the Curragh stage in, I've said it again, Curragh stage. Marshals over there are going to be giving me a hard time about not knowing my manx. And of course the marshals out here, give us a wave guys, doing an absolutely fantastic job there. Are you cold? Not too bad, not too bad. So just bringing you up to date with regards to what's happening out here at the Pokerstars Rally. And Aaron Newby is leading the field out with Rory Kennedy as his co-driver in the Subaru, followed by Paul McKinnon and Tom Woodburn in their Ford Fiesta. Then we've got our local guys, Nigel Cannell and Kaylee Cannell, daughter, in the Mitsubishi. And leading the C class is very well known Michael Dunlop. What an incredible weekend he's having so far. Michael Dunlop on with local co-rider Rob Fag with his Ford Escort. So they should be coming through shortly. We're going to be looking out for the leaders, Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy, that are leading the E-Class. We're in a prime spot in on a hedge, aren't we, James? On a hedge. We're on a hedge and we're in the Curraghs. Don't step back, James. You might fall into the field. Yeah, that's not a good idea, okay? But the marshals, as I say, they're across from us here, just making sure that we're staying safe and we can hear the noise of the engines. We've also got quite a few spectators out, which is good, just obviously coming out to support the Pokerstars Rally. So if you have just joined us, just to keep you up to date with regards to the results so far, leading at the moment is Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy. Aaron has pretty much been leading this race from the start. What an incredible rally he's had, obviously last night and today as well. So this is the leg 2. This is the third time round the Curraghs. Is that right, guys? Have I got it right? I'm sorry, you can't smoke on air. That's not a good thing. Look at that. Take it out. We're here at a motorsport event. Dear, dear, dear. Getting told off. He's a cheeky one, that one over there. And so leading the field is Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy. And in second place is Paul McKinnon, Tom Woodburn, which is the co-driver. And they're in their Ford Fiesta R5. We've got in third place local boys, Nigel Cannell and with daughter Kaylee Cannell. And then in fourth is Michael Dunlop with local co-driver Rob Fag, and they're in their Ford Escort MK2. So shortly we should be seeing some cars coming through. And of course, do make sure that you share the coverage because the leaders are going to be coming through. We're in a prime spot for you to get some coverage, and we can hear them in the distance. And not long now, they will be coming round through, down the straight and round the corner. You can hear the engine just coming through now. I am super excited to see that. Okay, so the leaders are coming through now. I can see the roof. Here we go, into the camera. And there is your leaders, Aaron Newby from the UK and Rory Kennedy from Ireland. There are your leaders of the Pokerstar Rally. This is the third time round the Curraghs here. And coming up next, we should be seeing Paul McKinnon and Tom Woodburn. We've got Nigel Cannell. Yeah, absolutely. Nigel Cannell is our local driver with his daughter, Kaylee Cannell. If you're enjoying the coverage so far, make sure that you give us a thumbs up and you can hear us okay, if the sound is okay, and also share the coverage if you can onto any groups that you feel would appreciate it. Okay, let's have a look now, because leading the C-Class is Michael Dunlop with local driver Rob Fag, and here he comes. Here comes Michael Dunlop. What a weekend he is having. Look at him go. Fantastic. Wow. What control. Great to see Michael out there. He is having a fantastic couple of days, and at the moment he is leading the C-Class, and I think at this stage right now, unless any mechanical issues, he probably will win the C-Class. Up next, we've got Dan Colley and Charlotte Shimon. So that's Dan Colley and Charlotte Shimon, and at the moment they are coming in 5th place overall. So at the moment they're in 5th. That's Dan Colley and Charlotte Shimon that you've just seen in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. So Aaron Newby, if you just joined us, and Rory Kennedy is leading the Pokerstars Rally at this stage. And that is Timmy Collins and Cleona Collins in the Subaru. Timmy Collins and Cleona Collins in the Subaru. If you have just joined us, thank you for joining us here on the Sport Package. We are live, standing on the top of a hedge, and thank goodness the rain has stopped, so we don't have to be using any umbrellas. But we're of course watching the stage, which is the Curragh stage of the PokerStar Rally. This is the second leg, and this is the 3rd time round the Curragh. So this is the last time that you'll be seeing them coming round the Curragh stage. So coming into your screen now is your BMW local racer, and of course that is George Collister and Adam Yates. George Collister and Adam Yates. If you do know anyone that you are seeing out here racing, then make sure that you obviously tag them in for the coverage so they can have a look at it later too. Up next, it's Kelly. It's got to be a Manx. That is number 17. Don't have the details for the full. Retired yesterday, so he's back out on it now. Unfortunately, I don't have both the names on my screen. And this is Kirkcaldy. That's number 35. That is Alan Kirkcaldy and Camerson Fair. Ford Escort MK2. Helpful tints from my Marshall across the road. The noise again coming through the rally is absolutely fantastic. It's honestly, if you haven't been out here to watch this weekend, you've been missing something, I tell you. Just listen to this coming down the road. Look at the action. Oh, perfect place to be standing with our camera, I have to say. That is number 27, which is Kevin Davies and Max Freeman. If you do know Kevin Davies and Max Freeman, please tag them in on that so that they can see the coverage for when they get home. That was absolutely incredible action. I think we've picked the perfect place to be. Thanks to James, the cameraman, who has got the right eye for the job. Okay, who have we got next coming up then? Got Mousley coming up. This is number 15, which is Jonathan Mancy and co-driver Richard Wardle, and they're in their Mitsubishi Evo 9. I think you need to come up here and help me with the commentary. Come on, hey, put the camera on you. What's your name again? Matt, you see, Matt the Marshal needs to be coming up here and do the commentary with me. He knows, I'll tell you what, he knows his rally drivers. He's obviously a big fan. Marshall's out here. If you've just joined us, what an incredible job they've been doing, obviously, over the last 36 hours, really. Absolutely fantastic. Okay, up next, we've got our local lad, of course. It's number 20. And that is Kex Walker and Danny Matthews, co-driver. Now this car, look at this, listen to that. That is the second place, McKinnon and Tom Woodburn. What an absolutely superb car. That is worth a fair bob, I would say, that car that you've just seen. And the sound of the engine, absolutely superb. Just make sure, of course, that you are sharing the coverage if you're enjoying what you're seeing so far, and please give us a thumbs up. It does obviously help to entice other viewers to be watching it too. And as I say, if you do recognise anyone out here, then make sure that you tag them as well. So this is now number 11, which is Wesley Patterson and Johnny Baird. Wesley Patterson and co-driver Johnny Baird, and they're in their Ford Escort Mark II. And it looks like Walter Brideson's up next. We've got Walter Brydeson. Could it be number 40? No, I've been given the wrong tip off there, look. Bellacroix Hotel, that is number 2. That is Callan Duffy and Ian Duffy. Make sure that you leave any comments underneath. Have this as interactive coverage so that we can see. Hope you're enjoying it. Thanks, Kevin. Thanks so much. And also to Matt. And Kevin, you know more than anyone else that the whistle has to happen. From the stock car racing, you have to understand and know that the whistle has to happen. So it's part of, obviously, the experience. So let's have a look and see who's coming up next. Could it be... Who's up next? Have a look. So Walter Bridson, Stephen Christian in the Honda Civic. And of course number 4. So our local riders, Walter Bridson and Stephen Christian in their Honda Civic, just going through there. And could this be Ian Chadwick and Kevin Horgan now in their Skoda? Certainly is, number 86. Have you ever thought about doing betting, Matt? Thanks, Keith. I'm really pleased, obviously, that you're enjoying the coverage. I have to say, you must be enjoying watching this back at home, but there's just nothing beat actually standing here and watching these cars coming down. The noise and the smell. That's Daniel Simcock and Ben Richardson. Brett, I love that comment. I'm glad that you're sat there watching, getting ready, of course, for the Roads Open car. And now, number 29. That is Ross Marshall and Denver Rafferty. Okay, so if you just joined us, just to bring you up to speed, the leaders at the moment are Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy. And second place, you've got Paul McKinnon and Tom Woodbourne. I keep saying Woodbourne, I mean to say Woodburn. And in third, you've got your locals, Nigel Bryan Cannell and his daughter Kaylee. And then in fourth, but leading the C-Class is Michael Dunlop with local co-driver Rob Fagg. Up next... it's number 24. And then it's Matt Tarbert and Joff Hay. Is that meant to be Jeff Hay? Or it is Joff Hay. One thing that I don't like doing is saying names wrong, I have to say. So that is Joff Hay. And they're in the Subaru. Having lots of banter here with the marshals. And of course they're enjoying being on live Facebook as well, as you can see, stood there with the avoidance. Here comes through the BMW. Of course, there's that famous 219 FN registration, and that is number 41, which is Chris Hayes and Howard Allenson in the BMW E30. And not far behind is number 30. Which is Spencer Chard and Ian Taylor. Are you telling me wrong names across the road over there? Behave yourself. So there's a proper race going on. And there is a smell of clutch, absolutely. It's a bit of a nervous smell to smell, isn't it, at this stage of the race as well. Let's have a look and see who's going to be up next. Okay. Marshall Matt, that's your new name. Marshall Matt. Let's have a look and see who's up next. Spot on. So that is number 34. Which of course is Carl Collister and Jack Garrett, local boys in the Peugeot 106. So if you're watching this at home, what are you thinking about it so far? Do you wish that you were actually out here watching the rally rather than watching it on Facebook Live? You need to be out here watching it. So another BMW coming through here. I got my cars wrong. It's a Ford, sorry. Apologies. That is David Holland and Mark Sklearn in their Ford Escort RS. slick as ever. Moaning about the cold, James McGuire. Should be moaning about it. It is a little bit chilly out here. Okay, coming through now is a BMW, and it's number 62. And that's David Hughes and Rick Sutcliffe and their BMW E30. So at the moment we're looking at David there being in the 21st position, and following not far behind is another Ford, and it's number 73, and that's Rhodri Evans and Tony Vart in the Ford Escort Mark II. Yes, Malcolm, one thing is that it is looking quite cold out here. It is quite cold actually, but I'm okay. I've got my gloves on, and it is a little bit wet. The roads are wet. It was obviously raining quite heavily last night and through the night, and that is something that the drivers have been telling me, is that it is really quite slippy out there, so it's quite tricky conditions. So coming up next, with his indicator light on, I'm not sure he flashing there for the camera, is number 52. So your leaders still at the moment, as I say, Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy. Up next we've got a local driver, number 79. So they're coming through thick and fast right now. And that of course is Steve Bettridge and Ian Postlethwaite. And this is number 60. And number 60 just gone by is Dave Roberts and Nathan Davies in their Peugeot 205. Just to bring you up to speed with what's happening, if you have just joined us, thanks for you joining us on the Sport Package. We're live at the Curragh in Pokerstars Rally, and Aaron Newby, Rory Kennedy are leading the Pokerstars Rally, with Paul McKinnon and Tom Woodburn in second place. Nigel Cannell and Kaylee Cannell are in third. Michael Dunlop, Rob Fagg in fourth. Dan Colley, Charlotte Shimon in fifth. Alan Cook, Aldi and Camerson Fair in fifth. Timmy Collins, Fiona Collins in sixth. Jonathan Mounsey, Richard Wardle are in seventh. George Collister, Adam Yates are in eighth. Callum Duffy and Ian Duffy are in ninth. Wesley Patterson, Johnny Baird are in 10th. Ross Marshall, Denver Rafferty are in 11th. Coming up through the field now, shortly now coming into your vision, you will be able to see it's another Ford Escort. And that is number 64. And that is Stephen Benton and Peter Thomas. Stephen Benton, I believe, the father of Ollie Benton. And Ollie Benton was out at Western Beach Race, of course, recently. So the weather conditions out here at the moment are quite wet, are quite slippery. I'm going to have a word with these marshals. I'm not quite sure what they're saying, but they're having a good giggle. What are you laughing about? Give the viewers an entertainment. Come on, sing us a song then. Sing us a song. Bring on the rain then, you see. Trying to entertain you, of course, in between the cars coming through. It's always great to get entertainment from the marshals. They do an absolutely fantastic job, though. They really do. And obviously we're thankful to all the marshals, especially the late signers honours, because obviously we did a bit of a pull on Wednesday with regards to needing more marshals. So we're very fortunate that we've been able to race every single stage of the rally yesterday and today, because, you know what, without these marshals, these events just don't go on. So we applaud the marshals. This is the Sport Package live on Facebook. It is. Yeah. If you want to have a look at yourself, you can. He's getting told off, see, look. There's always one, isn't there? Okay. I'm trying to have a look at the results to keep up to speed at the moment. Dunlop has been quicker on every stage today. Okay. Okay. So, let's have a look, because we know that we've got another car coming into your vision right now. If you've just joined us, thank you for joining us here on the Sport Package. As you can see, we are here at the Pokerstars Rally. There's a Welsh driver. Number 28, that's Miff Owen and Baz Green in the Mitsubishi. One of the marshals is ringing his agent because he's just been told that he's on Facebook Live. So I'm going to get sued by a marshal for having him on camera. You know what, guys, it's quite cold out here, so the banter is keeping us warm for sure. But yeah, no, if you are enjoying the coverage, of course, it is very, very... it's light coverage. It's definitely not Sky Sports or BBC Sport. This is something that is meant to bring you some humour, obviously, to watch the Pokerstars Rally. I hope you're enjoying it. If you are enjoying it, give us a thumbs up and add any comments, but also do make sure that you share the coverage as well. I know I keep saying it, but it's really helpful, of course, when you do. Something that we want to do on the Sport Package is be able to build up a little bit more so an event like this, I'm able to offer multi-camera angles, but we can only do that with your support. So back to the rally. You can hear a car coming into our vision shortly. Just see the roof over the top of the hedges. Here we go. Let's see if we can see who this is coming through. This is number 65. That is Dewey Hughes and Ewan Jones in the Citroen Saxo. Oh, look at this. This motor is quite special. Fantastic piece of machine. Of course, that's the Darien going through, and that's been driven by Chris Simmons, co-driver Andy Moss. Not far behind whatsoever. Is up next, which is in the Mitsubishi, number 37, and that is Phil Gallagher and Mick Gallagher in the Mitsubishi Evo 9. Curragh brothers. You don't have to show me on camera giving you the shivers. It's rather cold standing up here. Don't think I put enough clothing on. So if you're sat at home watching this on the sofa or lying in bed, you're going to be in trouble. Big trouble. Let us know where you're watching from, actually. Keep it clean. So we are here live at the Pokerstars Rally. This is leg 2, and we're standing on the third round of the Curragh stage. Look at the marshals on the phones. I bet they'll be told off for doing that. You're the odd one out there, aren't you? Not on your phone. Look at you, you unsociable lot of people. Oh, I love it. They're actually trying to get live on the Sport Package to watch themselves being filmed. Brilliant. Get your eyes back on your job. Okay, let's see it up next, number 74, and that's been driven by Greg Pye, co-driver Ken Cotty, and at the moment they are in 34th position. Terry, sunny dry Manchester, not even answering that. Okay, up next got another Mitsubishi, which is number 51. Number 51 is Craig Lamar. It's a local boys. You've got Craig Lamar and also Alan. And they're at the moment in 28th position. I cannot believe that the marshals stood across from me right now are watching this live on their phones. Another car coming through. And that is the Ford, and it's number 45, which is Michael Farmer and Bruce Lindsay. So you just joined us, just to bring you up to speed. At the moment, Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy are still leading the Pokerstars Rally. In second place, we've got Paul McKinnon and Tom Woodbourne. And in third, got Nigel Local Boy in third, Nigel Cannell and Kaylee Cannell. In fourth is Michael Dunlop with co-driver Rob Fagg, and in fifth is Dan Colley with Charlotte Shimon as the co-driver. Car coming through now. That's number 84, which is Owen McConaughey and Rhodri Williams, and then Nissan Micra. They're running at the moment in 35th position. They're coming through thick and fast now. I'm getting interrupted yet again by the marshals. They're very naughty. You're very naughty. And there's me saying that we're very thankful for having the marshals and what a great job you're doing. Do you think you want to put your hat on properly? We would never want it anyway, ever. Coming through now. Is your head warmer now? Okay, here we go. So, Peugeot coming through, number 56, which is Renault and Carl Bates. Rob Fisher, Carl Bates driving the Renault Clio. Carrie Bates, my screen's too small. I said Carl. Sorry, Carrie. Oh, dear. Mistaking a female for a male. Oh, yeah. Could see some rivalry going on, obviously, between the cars then as well. Okay, so we are still live. We are still live at the Pokerstars Rally, day 2, and we're nearly coming to the end as well of day 2 here in the north of the island in the Isle of Man. If you're not from the Isle of Man, let us know where you're from and where you're watching. It'd be good to know. This is the sport package, bringing you live coverage of the rally this afternoon, and with the help of my marshal friends. Wave hello. See, look, you do as you're told. Perfect. If you see anyone you recognise, especially one of those 4, then tag them in so they can watch themselves later. Mind you, they're watching themselves. They've just been watching themselves. They don't need to watch it later. Yes, I believe Matt's girlfriend is watching, because she's just said, I can't see the, she's just said, yeah, Matt, get off your phone from Kerry. There you go. It works. It proves that it works, that even your girlfriend is watching it. Okay, so back to the rally. Just giving you the top 5 for now. As I can hear a car coming in the distance. We've got leader out, which is Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy in the Subaru. And they've had an absolutely fantastic rally here for the Pokerstars Rally. Paul McKinnon and Tom Woodbourne in the Ford Fiesta R5 are in second place. Nigel Cannell and Kaylee in the Mitsubishi are in third. And leading the C-Class is Michael Dunlop, Rob Fagg at this stage. Coming through now is number 66. And that is Kevin Charles and Wendy Gibson in their Ford Fiesta ST. And following not far behind, you can just see coming into the distance, you'll be seeing shortly on your screen. We've got another Renault, and this is number 58. Number 58, of which I don't have the details for on my screen right now. Apparently, unfortunately, it looks like there is a few squeaky noises coming from the microphone. I apologise for that. I'll try and make that right. Anyone who tells me that they're watching from somewhere sunny isn't going to get a mention. No, thank you, obviously, for joining us here on the Sport Package. It's great, obviously, that you'll be able to get the coverage from no matter where you are. So, obviously, thank you for leaving the comments too. Some of the spectators are leaving now. They've seen who they want to see. Who are you supporting? Huh? Oh, right, okay, they've seen who they wanted to see and they're away now. Off they go into the warmth. I can hear a car in the distance, not far off. That sounds like a pretty decent engine that's coming through. We've had, obviously, the top leaders have come through, so if you've just joined us, unfortunately, you will have missed that coverage. However, we will be keeping the coverage on our Facebook page, so you'll be able to watch that back just shortly. But the leaders coming through are Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy in the Subaru. And then in second place, we've got Paul McKinnon, Tom Woodburn. It's caused me lots of problems today, that name. I don't know why. And in third place is our local boy, which is Nigel Cannell, and his daughter Kaylee. And then in fourth is very well known MD, that is of course Michael Dunlop, with his local co-driver, which is Rob Fagg, and he's leading the C class for now. Got Dan Colley and Charlotte Shimon, they're in fifth place. And leading the D class is Alan Kirkcaldy and Camison Fair, but leading the race and leading the E class is Aaron Newby and Rory Kennedy. So right now, coming through shortly onto your screen, you'll be able to see the sight of another Pokerstars Rally car coming through. Just listen to that engine. That is a Ford. That is a Welsh car. That is Mark James and David Lloyd in their Ford Escort. Okay, so I think what we're going to do right now then is we're going to finish the coverage here, and we're going to move back to the service area to try and catch up, of course, with the leaders as they finish the Pokerstars Rally. Thanks so much for your company. I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen so far.